It's cold. Winter's on its way. I actually had to go to the shops yesterday to improve my winter collection. I don't have a winter wardrobe, so I found this guy at the shops. Looked warm, so I got it. What's happening, everybody? Scott Bancroft here. Welcome to another video. As I said, winter's on its way, and with that comes longer sunrise and sunsets, meaning Instagram's about to get flooded with beautiful golden hour and blue hour photos. And I thought it'd be appropriate to tell you the 5 things that I take in my camera bag every single time I go take a landscape photo. This video are for those photographers that are about to get into landscapes for the first time or just wanting to know what other photographers take in their bag. So let's dive on in and I'll tell you my 5 things that I take every time I go out. Item number 1 is a wide angle lens. And this guy that I'm holding here is the Canon 10-22mm wide angle lens, and it's specifically designed for those entry-level cameras or a camera that has a cropped sensor and has an EFS mount. You don't need a specific focal length to take an excellent landscape. You can ask 50 different photographers and you get 50 different answers on what the best focal length for a landscape is. I believe it's very much determined on what you're shooting. Canon says that anything less than 50mm is considered a wide angle lens. Saying that, you can also take incredible landscapes with a telephoto lens such as a 200mm, which provides its own advantages. But if you're looking for the traditional landscape that has a lot of area in the scene, the wide angle lens is your go-to. The 10-22mm lens is an excellent lens to get started into landscapes. It's affordable, lightweight, and it's relatively robust as well. But whatever you're shooting, there is no designated focal length for landscapes. It is all very much up to you about your budget that you can afford, as well as the purpose of the lens itself. So the kit lens that came with your camera, whether it be the 18-55, is equally a good option to start your landscape photography. The second piece of equipment that I'll always keep in my camera bag, whether it's on the camera or in the pockets, is the L bracket. It's what I use to mount my 5D to the tripod. The best thing about these is they're lightweight and super simple to use. They screw into your camera using a basic 3/8 inch screw, which you'll find on any camera base. And you can mount them either landscape or portrait without having to adjust your tripod's ball head. When I am traveling, this is constantly mounted to the 5D. And it's specifically designed for the camera you're using. The hollowed out section allows easy access to any port on the side of your camera. If you are shooting in cold climates, you've probably realized that your battery power isn't as long as it would be if you're shooting in warmer climates. And that's because as the battery gets cold, its lifespan reduces. So I always carry multiple batteries in my bag. A little pro tip for when shooting in cold weather: when you're getting ready to change up your battery, get that spare battery in your pocket and warming up. It will extend its battery capacity a little bit longer than putting a cold battery straight into the camera. And finally, the 5th item that I'll always carry, especially when doing landscapes, is a shutter release cable. This is a ProMaster shutter release cable, and it's super simple but effective. It allows me to stand well away from the camera and press the shutter button without disturbing the camera's balance. I know this can be eliminated by using a 2-second timer, but there is nothing worse than when you're shooting with a lot of people and you're hearing your camera beeping at you every single time it wants to take a photo. So the shutter release cable allows you to take the photo when you want and not having to time 2 seconds. I'm pretty sure I actually picked up my shutter release cable on my way down to Sydney when I was shooting the Vivid Light Festival. I'd read about them, I never really thought I needed them, until I read a post saying if you're going to be shooting lights and you're going to be shooting long exposures, a shutter release cable is the must. So I panic purchased one. And it's turned out to be one of the best panic purchases I've ever done. So yeah, that's about it. In my opinion, those are the 5 things you need. And for those of you that have stuck around for this, here's a bonus item that you probably didn't think I carried in my bag, and that's this guy. It's a shower cap. I pick them up from the hotels when I go on trips, and they work absolute wonders. The shower cap is an incredibly effective way to keep rain off your camera without having to buy a rain hood. I used the shower cap when I took the Singapore photo that we edited in the second video. I'm standing there, I had the composition I wanted and it started downpouring. I know that my body is somewhat weatherproof, but I didn't want to get the lens wet, so I slipped a shower cap over the camera and stood there in the pouring rain like a classic tourist. And that's about it. Winter's coming and you now have 5 pieces of equipment that you can add to your camera bag if you already don't have them. If you have any other essential pieces of equipment that you keep in your camera bag, please comment below and let's start the discussion. I always love seeing what's in other people's camera bags, so hit the comments below. If you found this video interesting, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell to be notified, and I'll see you guys in the next video. How good's a flip screen? I love the functionality of a flip screen on a camera. I really wish the 5D actually had a flip screen on it. It's probably going to save me a lot of back issues in the future.